Military service instills the discipline and leadership qualities that employers value. They also inspire those driven to self-employment as business owners. Philip Lander feels privileged to look back on a military career spanning more than 35 years. He continues to apply that experience to building a business and encouraging other veterans to strike out on their own.
With the young veterans that we know of that are helicopter pilots in the Maine National Guard and the Air National Guard, we can perform that service where pilots could work with us, especially disabled veterans, and just offer some jobs to some Maine people. The programs are available to help veterans get started early. I was in my 50s actually when I started the business, and I think that if young veterans can start in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s, then there's plenty of opportunities out there for them. So I encourage them to look at the PTACs.
Lander recalls financing as a major obstacle.
One of the things I found as a stumbling block back in the 90s, when we had many deployments of soldiers going on with the Gulf War, the Panama incident in the 80s, and then the problems with Bosnia and Croatia, was we were deployed constantly. So when I would go to a bank to ask for money, it was obvious that the bank was concerned, why would we give this veteran money when he's not going to be here to manage his company? And I believe they had a good point. But thanks to the SBA and the Employee Support of the Guard and Reserves group, the understanding of we soldiers that got deployed became common. And banks began to realize that they were supporting us, that we did have a business background, that we had people, such as I have my son, that can run a business while I'm gone. And I think that's the big thing today, is there are programs that the SBA and banks have for veterans.
He credits his business counselor at the Maine Small Business Development Center.
A gentleman by the name of Tom Gallant, who works for the Maine Small Business Development Centers, was very instrumental in the development of our company. I found that I had too many ideas often. I mean, there was brainstorming going on things we could do, and I needed to have somebody to kind of help me and direct me. And Mr. Gallant, who I met with several times, was able to look at my ideas, tell me which ones he felt were good, which ones needed some more work, where I needed to get my financing from, how we needed to develop the structure of the company.
Running a business leaves little time to focus on the business. Counselors offer insight and practical know-how, working with veteran business owners like Philip Lander. From discussing ideas to making difficult decisions, Maine SBDC counselors are there for Maine veterans.
It's easy to go tell somebody that you want to have a business, but unless you have a flight plan or a plan of some sorts, you got to have it mapped out as to what you're going to do in business.
To meet with a business counselor, contact the Maine Small Business Development Centers.